the how to get motivated and how to get motivated to exercise, how to stay motivated masterclass. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate you all for committing to be here today and actually showing up. Sometimes we register for things like this, and even though the intention is there when you register, to actually follow through and show up is amazing, and you should really be proud of yourself for doing that. Now, you've taken the time out of your busy schedule to be here and invest in yourself, so try to allow yourself to be fully present for the next 45 minutes and try to take in everything we're about to cover. So pop your phone on silent, close down Facebook, because all they're going to do is serve as a distraction. So who am I? So my name's Sarah Sunderland, and I've been in the health and fitness industry for over 7 years. I'm the founder of littlefitmiss.com, and I've been nominated for Personal Trainer of the Year, and I've helped thousands of people over the years in person and online to achieve their health and fitness goals. I've also dabbled in a little bit of fitness model competition, and I competed and placed in a few competitions over the years. Now, as a personal trainer, people seem to think that we never have the same struggles as you do, and that we never just feel like sitting on the couch and doing nothing, eating chocolate, eating burgers. I can assure you that that's not true at all. And just like you, sometimes I feel like just sitting on the couch, not wanting to work out and just chill out and not do anything. But the techniques and mindset I'm going to show you today is something I have cultivated over the years and managed to get myself out of some pretty dark places by using these techniques. So first, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my background story, and hopefully it will inspire you to get motivated and take a little bit more action in your life as well. So I grew up in a small country town. I left when I was 17, and I never really looked back after that. And there has been times throughout my life where situations have called for me to become really freaking motivated. And you'll understand why that's the most important thing when it comes to cultivating motivation as we go through this webinar. And these stories that I'm about to tell you might seem a little bit off topic for the meantime, but it'll all make sense as we go through the webinar. So moving from a country town, you know, away from my family, away from my friends, I really had to make life work, and I was motivated to make something of myself. And to do that, when you grow up in a country town, most of the time you have to move away to study, or you have to move away to chase after better opportunities. So during these times, I had very little money, but I was motivated to make it work because I knew that if I didn't make this work, I would have had to stay and find something that I wasn't passionate about. And I knew the only way out for me was to learn a trade, and that's what I did. After I finished my diploma, I did beauty therapy. I had a dream to work on cruise ships in the spa and go overseas as a spa therapist. What that meant for me in order to achieve that goal, it was against every bone in my body, but I had to move back home to Canada from, you know, the city to make it happen. And my whole entire being hated the idea of moving back home, and it felt like I had failed, but I had to do what it took to actually achieve that goal. So I ended up sticking it out, and I made it and did a contract overseas just like I had planned and traveled the world. Later on in my years, I gave up smoking. I was a pack-a-day smoker and had been since I was 15. Now that takes a lot of motivation to do that if anyone's ever been addicted to it. And it's just such a bad habit to get rid of. But mindset is everything, and smoking was all I'd ever known. My mum smoked, my sister smoked, so it was really hard at the time to really change those habits. But perseverance made me stay focused. And mind you, it took a couple of times, but I was so motivated to do it. And at the time, I was actually studying to be a PT. So I had the biggest motivation of all to give up. I couldn't be a personal trainer and be a smoker at the same time. Later on in my years, I did a couple of fitness model competitions. And of course, knowing my luck, while training for those competitions, right smack bang in the middle of prepping for them, I had to go on a family cruise holiday. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been on a cruise before, but the buffet is full of so much yummy food. Oh my God, but However, I managed to stay onto my diet. I managed to practice self-control, and I managed to lose 3% body fat whilst I was on the cruise. So mind you, I was living vicariously through my younger brother and stacked up his dessert plate every night with all the things I wanted to eat. But no ship, no cruise, no holiday, no cruise buffet was going to stop me from winning and for going after my goal. I've also restarted my personal training business 3 times over the years and just completely restarted it again from scratch. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people that really follows their heart. So if a situation is not right for me and I know I can be happier, I will risk it all and change everything in order to get happy. So restarting my business 3 times in a city that I didn't grow up in and didn't really know many people when I moved here is a pretty big accomplishment if I was to really look at it. But it took a hell of a lot of motivation, a hell of a lot of self-talk, perseverance. I had to do a whole lot of things I really didn't feel like doing, but those things is what it took for me to actually succeed and to pull through and achieve my goal. I even had to go back to picking up shifts at a bar, and I just hated that, which I hated doing it because I did it for years, but that's something I had to do in order to achieve my goal. I had to put in a whole lot of time, sacrifice. I had to sacrifice a lot of things in order to achieve it. And there were definitely days where I wanted to throw in the towel, but I didn't want to give up, and I didn't want to go back to a normal job, and it was never an option for me. So I stayed really super clear about what I was aiming for and what it would have meant for me if I gave up. So you could say I'm pretty determined. I'm pretty motivated, but like I said before, I do have times where I'm not motivated to do anything at all. And truth be told though, if you think back to everything that I just said about all those small little stories that I just told you, motivation really is, all it is knowing exactly what your goal is, what it's going to mean if you don't achieve that goal, and then relentlessly going after it no matter what to make it happen. And that's all it is. So just remember, there's time that, like I said before, there's times in my lives where I've failed at things. I've failed at things miserably, more times than I could even count on one hand. I've had businesses fail that I started. I've had ideas and things I wanted to do that never got off the ground because my heart wasn't in it, and it wasn't something I really wanted. So I had no motivation at all to take the action that was necessarily to go after it. So it's really important to really know what you want, and that's when you're going to be really motivated to take action towards the goal, and you're going to do whatever it's going to take to achieve the goal. But we're going to see more in this through the webinar. So this webinar is going to speak to you if you find it hard to get motivated to even start, find it hard to maintain motivation, especially after hitting a plateau. Maybe you're currently exercising towards a goal, but you're kind of just going through the motions, but you really wanted to take your results to the next level. I'm going to help you feel motivated and take control of your situation by showing you why you lose motivation in the first place, how to get motivated, how to stay motivated, and how to take your results to the next level. So my promise to you today is that you'll leave here feeling more motivated than you have in a while, re-energized and ready to smash your goal, equipped with the tools that you need and a deep understanding of what motivation actually is, which will help you get out of a motivation slump when you feel one coming on. And I'm going to teach you as much as I can in the limited time that we have together. There's a little bit of a time limit on these webinar platforms, so I'm going to show you as much as I can, and then I'm going to show you how you can take it further. So we're going to dig right in. So why you lose motivation in the first place? Most people lose motivation for just a few main reasons. There could be other reasons, but these are the main ones. So first of all is a lack of results, or the lack of appearance of the results. And you guys might have found that before. You've been aiming for a certain thing, you've got a certain number in mind for weight loss, and you keep going on the scales and you're not seeing anything happening, and it could be the biggest demotivator of all. Second is you get too comfortable, so you're no longer feeling personal pain. So you're getting too comfortable where you currently are, and it may not be, you may not be at your end goal yet, but you aren't exactly where you started. So you start to feel comfortable. And when I say you're not feeling personal pain, what that means is generally most people are motivated by either pain or pleasure. And most of the time people with weight loss, it's a pain is the motivator. So for example of a pain is, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you just are horrified by what you see, you feel pain, and that, like, you don't like what you see, it's making you feel awful. So that pain is what's going to motivate you to take action in the first place. So what happens is, as you go along in a weight loss goal, you might be starting to lose a little bit of weight and you start to feel comfortable. You're looking at yourself in the mirror and it's not too bad. You're not at your goal weight, but you are looking fine. So then you feel a little bit comfortable, and that's what makes you lose motivation as well. And number 3 is you've set your goal for the wrong reason. So your goal is not important enough to you personally, or you've set it, for example, for someone else other than yourself, or for someone else's reasons. That's a big one. You need to make sure that your goal means enough to you that you're going to take action to really work towards it. So how to get motivated? First things first, in order for you to cultivate motivation, you need to be really, really super clear about what your goal is. Without a crystal clear goal that you're aiming for, there's no way you'll stay motivated. It's like following a roadmap without the final destination. You have no idea where you're going, and when you have no idea where you're going, your actions will reflect that. So you'll kind of be doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but not really taking the actions that you're taking are not actually going to get you towards your goal. So once you're crystal clear about what you want, and that's when you're going to start to really take actions that are going to take you towards your goal, and you're going to start to see that you're going to increase your motivation as well. The second thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that the goal you set is for your own personal reasons. Like we said before, it's no one else's but yourself. It's for no one else but yourself. And you need to really figure out what the why is, why you're doing it. So for example, I can remember a time when my old boss set me and our team a goal to run a half marathon, and I did not want to do it at all. I dreaded it. Every fiber of my being did not want to do the damn thing. And if any of you know me that are on the line that know me well, you know that I hate running with a passion. It is the worst thing in the world. I think it's so disgusting. But and if it was up to me, I would not have done it. However, my job was kind of on the line. There was like a little bit of an underlying thing that if you didn't do the half marathon, you were kind of going to lose your jobs. And I quite liked my job at the time, so I had to bite the bullet and I had to do it. Now, if this was something that I really wanted to do, I would have been training consistently towards it. I would have made sure I smashed out a really good time. I would have wanted to really smash it out. But because I didn't want to do it, I left it until the week before to really start training for it and doing the practice runs. I had no motivation whatsoever to train for it, and I just really didn't want to do it. And what actually happened, I ended up with a bit of a knee injury because I didn't train enough for it. So it's really important that you know why you're doing something and understand why you're doing it, and don't do it for anyone else but yourself. Second thing you need to do is find the feeling that you're reaching for as well. So there in that feeling lies your reason. So if you're having trouble figuring out why you want to do it, you need to figure out what you're aiming for. So maybe you're just aiming to feel happier or aiming to feel more confident. You need to really think about as well what it will mean to you if you do not achieve this goal. So what are the consequences if you don't achieve this goal? What will your future look like? What will it feel like? What will it feel like if you don't follow through? Will you be sicker? Will you be unhappy? Will your quality of life be decreased? Will you not be able to run around with the kids? So you need to figure out why do you need to do this? This is called lighting that fire. This technique that you're doing is lighting that fire in the tummy that's going to cultivate motivation. So you're getting yourself in a situation where you feel both what it would feel like to achieve your goal and what it would feel like to not achieve it. And all human beings, like I said before, are motivated by two things: the pleasure and the pain. So you need to use this to your advantage and strum up those feelings inside yourself to get you going. And that's what we were aiming for in the first place. This exercise is the most important, because without knowing your why, you'll not be able to keep yourself motivated when you really hit a slump. And you're going to hit slumps. I'm telling you now, there's no time when you're aiming for a goal that there's not going to be a motivation slump. It's going to go on ebbs and flows. And when you're in the ebb, this is where you really focus on what you're aiming for and why you're doing it. And that's going to pull you up, and then everything is going to flow again. Your motivation is going to flow again. So let me give you an example of this. So if I didn't exercise and stay fit, I would face huge pain. And the reason why is because my career relies on me staying fit and healthy. And my career is something I'm passionate about. I love it. So that's a pretty big why. I also know that for me personally, if I don't exercise and take care of myself, I know that I'm going to feel like absolute crap. So can you see how I'm focusing on the pain of what it's going to mean if I don't go and do that workout today? And it really forces you to actually start, it forces you to do a workout. So this next thing you need to do is to make a plan, and you need to tell everybody about your goal. So without a plan in place, you've heard of the saying before, failing to plan is planning to fail. So you need to make sure you put a proper plan in place to make sure that you really hit your goal, actionable steps that you can take to hit your goal as well. And you also need to tell everybody you know about your goal. And the reason why you do this is because accountability is such a big thing in helping you achieve your goal. And my job is basically keeping my clients accountable. Of course, technically showing them how to exercise and what to do, but a lot of my job is keeping people accountable. They know that they need to show up to an appointment, and they can't cancel, so they have to show up. So if you tell everyone you know, all your friends, family, tell the world that this is the goal that you're going after, what's going to happen is, as you go along, people are going to start asking you how you're going about it. And if you back out or you give up, you're going to have to explain to them why you backed out and why you gave up. So this is a great way, if you don't have a personal trainer, is to keep yourself accountable and let your friends and family help keep you accountable. Now, how to stay motivated once the excitement wears off. Now, there's always going to be an initial excitement when setting a new goal. You're always going to feel so excited about, the prospect of achieving this amazing goal. But eventually the excitement's going to wear off. And this is where motivation can really start to decrease. And this period of time is what I like to call the grind. And this is the period where most people are most likely to really start to lose motivation. So the grind is that part of the goal where you may be putting in a lot of hard work, you're putting in effort, but you're not necessarily seeing any results yet. Or you might be seeing a little bit of results, but it's not really reflecting the work that you're putting in. This period of time is like the universe's way of testing you to see if you really want it. It's just testing whether you're going to give up. And quite often what I see is just around the corner, if you just hold out during this period, and if you just keep grinding away, you keep, training, you keep eating well, or whatever goal you're aiming for, if you just hold out a little bit longer, there's always something amazing around the corner, and something amazing happens, something towards your goal, you take a big leap forward, or you lose, all of a sudden the weight just drops off you. It happens all the time, and this is a danger zone. A lot of people give up here. So try to be aware of it. Expect that it's going to happen, and expect this period of time is going to come about. And if you're aware of it, then you're going to be prepared for it as well, and you're going to have all the tools that you need to really push past this period of time and to keep aiming for your goal. So During this time as well, this is where you need to remind yourself about the why, what we did before. So during this time, during the grind, this is where you remind yourself, if I give up here, this is what it's going to mean. So you need to go back to exercise 2 and figure out what it's going to mean if you just, oh, I can't be bothered now, I'm going to stop now, this is enough, So you're going to go through a period of doubt, you're going to go through a period of frustration, you're not going to see the fruits of your labor just yet. Just remember this, you need to remember it. And you're going to be super prepared for it because you've been listening to this. So when this comes about, you're going to think of me, and you're going to be equipped with the tools that you need to take this part head on. So like we covered earlier, generally most people lose motivation when they don't have a goal set and when they get too comfortable. So if you're looking to take your results to the next level, generally, and you've hit a little bit of a plateau, generally this is why. Because you've probably gone through a period of training really hard, getting a result, and then what happens is you get comfortable, and it's very easy to lose a bit of motivation here. Remember, there's 2 reasons which drive us to take action. That's pleasure and pain. So if you've achieved a little bit of result, you're going to start to get really comfortable, but you need to be very careful, because remember, getting too comfortable, you'll start to breed complacency, and this is when you can actually go backwards. So this is the key time to actually set another goal. And most often, so if you've achieved or you've almost achieved the body goals that you've wanted, and you're finding yourself getting a little bit complacent, old habits are starting to creep back in again, it's really good to set another goal. But this time, because let's be honest, most people, when they first go on a health and fitness journey, it's generally a physique goal. They want to lose a certain amount of kilos because they want to look a certain way. So let's just say you've lost 10 kilos and you're looking great, but your old habits are starting to creep in again. This is where you need to set another goal, but this time set a goal that's more of a fitness-based goal, and aim to do some kind of event, whether that be a race or join a sporting team or do something with a friend. Aim to do a climb or aim to do an advanced exercise, whatever it may be. Get yourself some kind of focus, right? You need to find something different to what your focus was before. And what this will do is motivate you to train harder, and it will give you the focus to get you motivated again. And better still, a goal which involves other people is great, because it keeps you it's that accountability again. But so no one is perfect, and it's human nature to get lazy, and it's human nature to feel comfortable. And in fact, we are always aiming to want to feel comfortable. But you want to try not to let yourself get too comfortable, okay? Like I said before, comfort breeds complacency, and that can lead you back to backtracking, and then the next thing you know, you're back to where you started or close to where you started. So set a new goal is the key to get yourself out of that plateau rut, especially after achieving some initial results. So I'm going to share with you some motivation stories, because this is another key one, especially when you're in that grind, is other people's stories are another great way to maintain motivation, because it makes you believe and have more faith that it's possible to achieve your goal, and it also propel you to push harder as well. So where you can, read stories of other people's journeys when you feel low or you're in that motivation slump. So this is Rolfan, and he lost over 30 kilos with me. Well, yeah, over 30 kilos, and he's managed to maintain his weight loss as well. But when he started with me, he actually was motivated by a huge, big pain. His doctor told him that he needed to lose weight, otherwise he would become very, very ill. And that was that's the initial pain motivator we talked about. The pain of not losing weight far outweighed the pain of not. So he came to the initial consultation with 3 other friends. So he's super, intimidated and had never done anything like that before. But we trained for a few months, and then what happened was he was losing weight, which was great. It just kind of melted off him. and just by getting a little bit more active and exercising. But then what happened was we hit a bit of a plateau, and I remember thinking, okay, this is that breaking point. So he's either going to give up or he's going to push through. And at this stage, because he'd gotten by so far by just exercising, it was this stage that he either had to really make some, face himself and make some lifestyle changes, or he was going to go back to the way it was. And I remember getting really angry at him, and I really gave it to him because I really wanted to help him, but I knew that if I didn't do that, I would have lost him anyway. But and I thought he would never come back, but he did. And then after that, he never looked back from that point, and he truly committed after that. So sometimes you need, that pain, to feel that pain to really break through a plateau and stay motivated and keep pushing on towards your goal. But like I said, everyone goes through that. Everyone goes through it. It's a journey. It's a health and fitness journey, and this is exactly why. The things that you discover about yourself, and it's amazing. You think it's just a physical journey, but it's such a mental and emotional one as well, because there's things you have to really dig deep to push through at certain stages of the journey as well. And this is Jackie. So she was originally motivated to lose weight. And at first we just kept hitting that plateau every time. And, it was, like I said before, it's a mental journey, and if not more than the physical one. So if your mind's not in it to start off with, it's very hard to take the action necessary to do so. So this is why it's so important that you really get crystal clear in the first place and get your mind right. And her mind wasn't totally in it at the start. She was doing it for the wrong reasons. And she took a little bit of a break for a while. She was having a very stressful time, went overseas. But when she came back, she was totally more motivated. She was more focused. She knew what she wanted to achieve. I hadn't seen her that way before, and her mind was in it, and she was ready to do what it took. There was a big mental shift with her than what I'd known before. And I was just thinking to myself, yes, she's finally going to achieve her goal, and I'm so happy for her. And it really happened for her that time. She made that goal, and it must have just meant more to her that time. She had a lot more to lose, and she ended up really smashing it out of the park. Then you've got Ian. Now, Ian, very inspirational. Busy can never be your excuse. Here's the thing about the goal. If it means enough to you, you will achieve it, and you'll make it happen in any way possible. Ian wanted to run a half marathon again, and he hadn't done it for a long time. And he first came to me after a bit of a health scare and needed to get back to training again. And he set a goal to run the half marathon, and he did it. He did an amazing job. And in the meantime, he lost 10 centimeters off his waist. And even he didn't let anything stop him. He really focused on that goal. He did his runs outside our training sessions and really focused on it. And even with 3 small children and a company to run, he still found the time to train for it. So we had a few setbacks along the way, definitely. A few niggles, feet, knees, injuries, but that's, like I said before, it's a test. Do you really want it or not? And that's what, if you really set a goal that you're really passionate about, you do whatever it takes, and nothing will get in your way. No matter what gets in your path, you're just going to overcome it. Now, this is Mel, and it took her a little while to get really motivated to go after this. It's the same story with everyone. It's trying to get motivated, and do you want to make those changes or not? So if you're happy, see, she's quite small as it is. If you look at that picture, she's got an amazing body to start off with, and there wasn't much pain involved to start off with. She has an amazing body, but she wasn't really motivated to take the results to the next level. And then she'd seen one of her friends that was starting to look amazing, and that kind of put a bit of a fire up her belly and made her take her training to the next level. So sometimes things can motivate us as well, and other people's, like I said before, other people's stories can really motivate you. Different things can motivate you, but at the end of the day, it's that pain and pleasure. And she just felt, I think she just felt maybe it made her feel bad, and she wanted to feel better about herself. Now, all of these clients, the system I use with these clients is 5 pillars. So there's exercise, nutrition, lifestyle factors, stress management, and mindset. But believe it or not, out of all of these things, most of you are probably thinking, you know, exercise is number 1. That's the most important. But believe it or not, that's probably on the bottom of the list. And you know, number 1 is your mindset. Without the right intention, everything else fails. You know, it's all going to fall by the wayside. You need motivation to even try in the first place, but it's totally doable. So just a little recap on things you need to action once we're done here. So first of all, you need to get crystal clear about your goal. So set a goal and get crystal clear about what that goal is. So don't let it just be some random thing. Be really specific as you can. You need to realize what it will mean if you don't achieve that goal and what your why is. That's really important that you do that. Find out why you're doing it and make sure that you're not doing it for anyone else but yourself. You need to find a way to keep yourself accountable. So that's where you tell everyone you know about your goal. You know, the accountability is such a big thing. If no one's there to keep you accountable, it's very easy to give up as well. You need to make a solid plan. So you need to plan out the action steps that you're going to take to achieve your goal as well. And you need to take action straight away. This is a big one. I believe solely in this one. Once you learn something, you need to action it straight away if you can. Action actually, it breeds momentum. So the more action you can take, the more momentum and more motivation that you actually cultivate as well. And you also need to remind yourself of your why. So remember when you're going to hit those ebbs and you're going to hit a little bit of a motivation slump, that you need to remind yourself of your why. And what I would actually do is remind yourself by putting pictures of what you're trying to achieve around everywhere. So for example, if your goal is to get into your skinny jeans, hang them up, put them where you can see them. So in the cupboard, or like, don't let them be in the cupboard, put them outside the cupboard, put them on your door, or a photo of how you used to look, put that up in your mirror. So you need to constantly remind yourself why you're doing this. So when you're heading for the pantry and wanting to have a midnight snack, put a sign on the pantry saying, you know, do you really think that this is going to help you get into your skinny jeans? If that's what it takes, then that's what you need to do. So what are you going to do now? What are you going to do with the information that I've taught you today? You've made the effort to be on this webinar today, but what steps are you going to take to implement this stuff and really use what you've learned? So something I always do as soon as I learn something is I either implement it straight away, teach it to someone else, or make plans to put the steps into place to integrate it into my life. So don't just leave it for another day, because it won't come about. You'll forget about it. You need to really use the positive energy that you've got throughout listening to this webinar, and really try to set yourself some goals and take some action steps towards that goal. Now, I did tell you at the start I only had a short amount of time, and we haven't got much longer left. And I was going to share with you all how you can take this further and make sure you implement what I taught you today and start transforming your body to get the results that you desire. So I'm going to reward you all for being here today, and I'm going to give you all an exclusive access to my brand new online 8-week fat loss challenge. So this program I haven't told anyone else about yet. So I'm officially pre-launching it to you guys right now, first at a special offer rate. So you can head to www.8weekfatloschallenge.pagedemo.com while we discuss it further. Now, the program is for you if you're a woman and you're ready to say yes to the body that you want. This is a challenge. So I want to know if you're up for the challenge. This is going to be great if you haven't exercised for a while, you have little to no motivation to exercise or to even get started. You want to lose weight, probably around 5+ kilos. You have a busy life and you don't have a great deal of time. Maybe you've got kids, you've got to a business, a busy life, you're ready to have the body that you want, and you love a challenge, and you want to see what you can achieve in 8 weeks. You can achieve some amazing things in 8 weeks. In 8 weeks, we're going to take you from feeling bloated, unmotivated, unhappy with what you see in the mirror, unfit, lacking energy, and always feeling lethargic, to feeling leaner, motivated to take on the world, happier, more confident to wear whatever you want, fitter and more energized. Now, you head to www.8weekfatlosschallenge.pagedemo.com. Go ahead and check it out. Now, this is what you're going to get. I've designed this program specifically around the idea that we all need motivation. So every one of us needs motivation. I need motivation as well. And the Fat Loss Challenge is me being able to show you all those 5 vital parts that I just showed you before of the system. And we're going to pay extra special attention to mindset and motivation side of things by setting you challenges and tasks that will fire you up and motivate you to really get yourself going and really achieve that goal that you've set for yourself this year. Or maybe you haven't set yourself a goal yet. Maybe you've had a passing thought, New Year's Eve, you had a bit of a thought that you'd like to lose some weight this year, but by getting super specific, then you can take that action from that. So this will ensure that you'll achieve the results that you want and start to really form those habits that you need to keep your motivation super high throughout the 8 weeks. It's only going to take a few weeks for you to start to see some things changing, for you to really start getting even more motivated. The biggest motivator of all is that pleasure thing, is when you actually start to see results. So you've really just got to get on board for probably about 3 or 4 weeks, and then you're really going to start to see things starting to change. Your body's going to start changing, and that'll start to really kickstart your motivation even more as well. So head to www.8weekfatlosschallenge.pagedemo.co. I know it's a weird website link, but just make sure you get that right. You can secure your spot, and this is going to be, like I said before, exclusive offer to you guys. You won't see this price anywhere else. Usually this program is valued at $490, but today special is a pre-launch price, one payment of $99 for the entire 8 weeks. Or you can do 8 easy payments of just $13 per week. We've got 10 minutes left, and that's www.8weekfatlosschallenge.pagedemo.com. Now, here's what you're going to get: 8 weeks of workouts, so you can do them anywhere, anytime. All workouts come with videos to show you how to do each exercise, weekly fitness challenges to keep you motivated, increase your fitness levels, and your weekly lifestyle challenge. Meal plans with lots of different meal ideas to help fast track your goal. All these meal ideas are ones that I cook myself. 40 healthy recipes from my ebook. You'll get to join our online community, which will help to keep you motivated as well. Weekly workshops and fortnightly Facebook Live check-ins. And then also, as a bonus tonight, only until midnight tonight, you're also going to get my 6-week Belly Blast program absolutely free, and a one-to-one online coaching session with me to help you to really kickstart your journey and to get you motivated. I can help you uncover some of those blocks that are holding you back, that might have held you back this whole time as well. So like I said before, today's special pre-launch price, one payment of $99, which is like crazy. You guys are ripping me off for this, but I want everyone to be able to access this program. I want you all to see the power that you have in being able to take control of your life and really motivate yourself and become the healthiest and fittest person that you can be. So head to www.8weekfatlosschallenge.pagedemo.com